Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and today I will be going over the 2023 build refresh of Fartperative. This is a build focused around the Pestilence Reload Nova with some drone damage on the side. This gun is heavily underrated and definitely needs to be more known. As you can see, this build is very screen polluting, so use at your own risk. The save file can be found in my Discord link down below, and if you enjoyed this build, make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, this build is around the Pestilence. The Pestilence Nova gets gun damage and action skill damage. It counts as an action skill, so this is really strong on Zane and also Amara. It's good on everyone, but really good on Zane and Amara because Amara has a lot of action skill damage and Zane has a lot of gun damage. So here we have the Pestilence. It can roll ×2, but you want the ×1 for the higher base damage. We use Terror on this build, and on here we use Terror damage fire rate. There's nothing really that will help us as Zane as much as getting this V1 damage here. And our shield anoint is taken up, which I'll go over in a second. Here we have a Guardian Angel. This is for using drone to target enemies that we either can't hit or if we're in fight for your life. We also have this Terror Cryo one if we want to use that as well, just for drone. And then we just have an EMP5 for movability. I have some free radicals here if you want to use those as well, but I haven't found the need to. And then we have the red suit. This will protect us from the Pestilence. We do have duct tape mod that protects us from splash, but it does not protect us from elemental dots, which the Pestilence does. And so this protects us from the radiation nova, so we survive. We used power charge in here just because it gives some gun damage. We do have a lot of gun damage on this field, but still somewhere is nice, and this is really the most that will help for this. We use Sentinel Lifesteal with Terror, which is a very unused anoint. Rightfully so, because there aren't many reasons to use this besides like gun builds or non-gun builds. And this is kind of like a non-gun build as we're not really shooting. So the Nova does not proc salvation, so that's a big problem. So we don't have as much survivability. So whenever drone's dealing damage, we get back as much health as the damage it does. So that helps a lot. And then we have an It's Piss, just as low level as you can get it. I have a level 1 here, but it's definitely not needed as level 1. You just need It's Piss or even like a Mesmer with ASE Terror. This will make it so we gain Terror stacks, and so we can get more damage and we get that survivability. Then we have an Anti-Freeze. You could also use Infiltrator, but Anti-Freeze is better. We get Violent Momentum points. That's why we use this. This will get more gun damage for us for our Nova. And then you want to get Splash damage radius for our Nova. Splash damage as the Nova is also Splash. And then action shield damage, since the Pestilence Nova is also action shield damage. So this is the go rolls you want. If you get some gun damage, that's cool, but this is the ideal passives. Then we have an Elemental Projector Auto Idle. Since we're always going to be dotted, even though we have a red suit on, we want to have Elemental Projector. That gives us a lot of elemental damage. And we have even more elemental damage from radiation damage. That's very good to have. We have a double roll there. Then we have area of effect damage as it's splash, and you want it in the second or third slot as it will boost the radius as well. If you get move speed, that'll also be nice just for boosting violent momentum, and also action skill cooldown can be nice for in between, but definitely not ideal, just something if you find it. And then we use auto idle for more survivability as we can't have any salvation. This just helps a lot with it. You could also use a Victory Rush, as that would be really nice for even more damage, but I like the survivability over the damage. Atom Bomb, if you find a good one of those, that can also be really nice as it'll boost rat explosions, which we do get a lot of as we're always doing rat damage, so that's just something to keep in mind. And then for the skill tree, it's pretty weird. We have a lot of dump points, and I will let you know what points are dump and not. Violent Momentum for the gun damage, Violent Speed to boost Violent Momentum, Cold War for the swap speed, just so we can swap faster. It's technically a dump point, but it does help us. Drone delivery to throw its piss or like a mesmer, just whatever you want. Salvation is technically a dump point because the only time we'll get this lifesteal is if we actually shoot, which is very rarely since we're usually reloading. Only time we're shooting is to activate the reload, but we don't want reload speed as that will make our reloads go a lot faster, which means it could be harder to cancel if we like accidentally mess up. Seeing red, of course, for activated kill skills. Violent Violence, this is technically also another dump point, but it helps with getting to that reload faster. So if like you mess up in between while you're in combat, you'll get that reload faster, which technically helps. And then playing dirty is useless since we don't have anything with projectiles. And we have good misfortune. I go 1 point here as it has diminishing returns, but you could take 2 points out of salvation and put them in here. I didn't fully test the amount of skill points, but I have done with 1 and I've done it with 3. They both work well enough. You may just have to wait some in between if you really want to, but you don't have to, as you can just melee cancel. And then we have Death Follows Close to boost our kill skills. Now, the reason we use drone is because whenever you ping, you will stop your reload nova. I'll go ahead and do it here. And it's faster than doing this. So, we do it like that. And that's why we use drone here. And then it also can restore our shield with static shield, which is very nice for survivability. We don't need bad dose. It does give some move speed, which is nice, but it doesn't really matter. And then we have Boomstay. This is for damage. This is one of the reasons we have Guardian Angel. Since we're boosting action skill damage, our drone will do some more damage, which is nice for Boomstay, and it can kill some nice enemies when holding the Guardian Angel. And then the red tree is pretty weird. There's a lot of skill dump points here. Borrow time for longer action skill, synchronicity for gun damage, Donnybrook for gun damage, and the health regen's nice. We only need technically 1 point in duct tape mod, but we have 2 to get down the tree. Then we have Supersonic Man for move speed to get more violent momentum. And this is just a dump point because we had it. Like it goes, ignore bullets. That's nice. And then this here, we have Renegade for just some health regen. There's really ever crit, so this is like never active. So this is technically a dump point. Mana Focus dump point. Tunnel Vision dump point. Commitment for the gun damage and the cooldown. Fugitive so you can sprint and shoot. We don't really need this, but it's just why not. And Art of War, we use this so we get 150% gun damage all the time, because every time we're activating the action skill, we get a point of Art of War, and we never consume it because we're never shooting. So every single time we point, we get Art of War, which makes it very, very nice. And then we don't really need anything down here. You could technically get Sheer Will, but you're only getting the base cooldown rate since, again, we never crit. Drone doesn't crit. You could try and crit with your Mantis Cannon if you really wanted to, but mostly enemies are dead before then. I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. The Pestilence is super underrated with this Nova, and I hope this build sheds some light on this gun. Even though it is super screen polluting, I really enjoy just watching enemies be deleted off the minimap. The save file will be in my Discord link down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Fire at will, little bud. That'll do ya. Give him what for.